Welcome back to The Breakfast Show. It is 5 to 9 on a Thursday morning.
Now, we're going to go to our first guest. In March, the Prime Minister announced a broad outline for Malaysia's new economic model, which aims to enable the country to join the ranks of the high-income economies through strategic reforms.
And then just 2 weeks ago, the government implemented a long-term plan to reduce subsidies, which saw the price of essential goods such as petrol and sugar increase.
Now, while we all, as individuals, have had our very own opinions on both plans, we have to ask this question: how do they affect businesses in the country, particularly growing ones such as the SMEs?
Well, to help us answer that query and tell us about an upcoming expo, we have with us the Editor-in-Chief of Business Media International, William Ng, as well as BMI's General Manager, Dev King. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
Now, first of all, tell us what exactly Business Media International does. I believe you are a publishing group.
Yes, we are. We publish 4 magazines right now. That's the SME magazine, the HR
we have
Asia.
right here.
All right.
That's right. We've got the HR Asia, the Capital Asia, as well as the World Halal Business. So 4 magazines.
Okay.
Yep.
And I believe the SME magazine is actually the number one seller
Right
in
now,
the country?
SME magazine is the best-selling magazine for business in Malaysia. On top of that, the magazine is also published with local editions in Indonesia, in Singapore, in Brunei as well. So collectively, I think as a group, with the 4 magazines and the regional coverage that we have, we are easily the largest business-only media outfit throughout Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Now, I understand that basically your objective is to reach out to the business community.
That's right.
So besides the magazines, what else do you guys do?
I think what we want to do is really to engage the business community on 2 levels. Those people who want to reach out to the business community, as well as those who want to get business intelligence at a timely manner. So what we do is that on top of publishing magazine and print copy, we also have our online version. So we've got an online magazine, we've got the emailers that we send out on a weekly basis. On top of that, it's growingly important to us as well as to the audience that we target is really the face-to-face media that we do. This comprises the expo that we organize, including the one that is coming up on the 5th to 7th August, the SME Solutions Expo. We've got our workshops, we've got our conferences, we have got our networking opportunities, and a lot of other things like that. Yeah.
Oh, you're very busy people. So, Dave, tell us about this expo that's coming up.
I mean, the expo is to give a platform to all SME organizations around, let's say, Southeast Asia. Because we're just not targeting companies in Malaysia, we're targeting companies in Indonesia, Singapore, and Brunei, and Thailand too. But we also have a big group from India that's coming down. We have an event, shall I say it's called Partner with India, which is going to be held during the event itself, where we have around 42 SME companies from that region coming down here. This is an opportunity for SMEs to network with them, build the foundations. I mean, I guess it's in line in regards to what the Prime Minister mentioned, getting the SMEs out there in the international markets. So I guess that's the reason why we decided to go ahead with such an event.
So for those who will be attending this conference, or if you're trying to entice people to come for this expo...
Well, we're doing well so far.
Very good. What would they stand to gain from it?
I mean, it's a platform. I mean, that's the bottom line. It's a platform for them to look into, let's say, for example, funding. That's an area it's a big area of interest for most SMEs because that's, I guess, the core. Then we look in regards to hitting the right target market, networking with your peers, benchmarking with your competitors. So that's basically the core of the event. But most SMEs that are part of the group or are coming for this event are looking for different areas, avenues, and angles. And that's what we're trying to provide for them during the event itself. Because we've got close by around 300 booths. And we're expecting close by to around 20,000 people for this event.
Right, so it is actually themed from startup to IPO. Now, besides the booths and exhibitions, will you also have, for example, keynote speakers? I understand the CIMB Bank is one of your major partners.
Yes, they are.
What kind of messages will be delivered at the conference?
I think right now we have got more than 50 speakers as it is now. Through the expo, we're trying to ease some of the pains that we have heard from the SMEs. We're talking about difficulty getting financing, for example. We're talking about the whole social media phenomenon and how SMEs could get into it. We're talking about how, as an SME, we are losing our best people to larger companies and to overseas. So these are the 3 topics that we are addressing through our expo, and we have conferences in line with those on a daily basis.
Okay, so just to give us a teaser of some of the things that might be discussed, you mentioned funding, number one. Why is it difficult for SMEs to get funding?
I think the issue is not so much, as per a lot of people say, that there's a freeze in funding and so on. That's probably not true. Probably not true. I think we know for the fact that banks' main business is giving out loans. So if you don't get the loans, they don't exist. So it is very obviously the banks want to give out loans, and the SMEs want them. So there's actually a mismatch here. What is happening here really is after the financial crisis, banks are obviously getting more careful in who they give out the loans to and who they partner with in terms of giving out these loans to.
More stringent.
So that and also, of course, the financial track record and so on and so forth. A lot of SMEs say, hey, I've got a good business plan going on. Why do you have to worry about my business track record? But if you look at from the bank's perspective, obviously, when you're lending money to people, you want to be sure that the people that you lend out to will have the ability to pay. I think it all boils down to us preparing the SMEs to understand how their process works, and that's what we're going to do in the SME Solutions Expo. We're bringing in CMB Bank not only to say, hey, these are the things that we can offer, but more importantly, we want to teach them how do you go about engaging with your bank, how do you prepare your business plan, how do you find a way to convince the bank that, hey, you have the ability to pay and you have the ability to partner with them on a longer term. So I think these are the things that we want to educate them through the SME Solution Expo.
Okay. And actually, speaking of educate, a lot of SMEs still don't know that the government is very helpful. They've got grants and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I think increasingly, even the Prime Minister has said this, that we are turning a lot of these grants into loans. Instead of keeping this entire subsidy mentality among our SMEs, what we want to do, especially through the new economy model, really is to change our SME from being a subsidy-minded businesses into businesses that are resilient, businesses that are able to withstand all sort of financial crises, all sort of competition and so on, and be able to still prosper. I think given that direction, obviously the plan is to reduce, if not cancel altogether, grants, and then to introduce loans that with low interest, soft loans basically.
Right. And the other problem you said SMEs face is losing the people that they perhaps have trained to bigger companies.
Correct. I think this is something I think it's something very universal, not just in Malaysia. I think people generally want to work with companies that are larger, more established, more universal.
But there are reasons
so
for that, right?
These are obvious reasons. I mean, people who work, you prefer career stability. You want a company that has the potential for you to grow in it. So as SMEs, how do you counter that? What do you do to get the best talents in your company? Because we all know that unless you have the best people in your company, you can't grow. It doesn't matter whether you're a large company, you're an MNC, you're a small company. People is the soul of your company.
Yep, correct.
So what we're doing is through our Young Entrepreneurship Summit that we're going to be introducing in our expo, and through the various exhibitors and talks that we're going to have, we're going to teach these people, we're going to teach the SMEs and the businesses that come in, what do you do as a company to attract and retain world-class manpower.
Yeah, exactly. For example,
Speaking of
your headline on HR Asia reads, winning the talent war.
That's right. we think that if you have won the talent war, you have basically won the war.